All right, Coach, y'all dropped the match against Southern Arkansas, but it was a fight all across the board to the end of the day. Just talk about your team's performances and what you may have saw them struggle at.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of the weirder matches I've ever experienced in as a coach. We had to make some changes because of weather in the area. We had to cancel the Delta State match that we were supposed to play on Sunday. The Saturday match got moved from Southern Arkansas to Shreveport, Louisiana. We had to play indoors. We only ended up having 5 courts because one of the courts was unplayable. So it was just kind of a weird situation. They had gotten to play indoors the day before. We haven't played, indoors all year. But I mean, those are kind of those are things that you deal with a lot, in college tennis. The biggest thing is that we got off to a little bit of a slow start in doubles. We won the doubles point. Jessica Lee went down with an injury in the doubles and was barely able to finish at 3 doubles, and then we ended up having to pull her from the lineup in singles. So we did pull out the doubles point, which was good to do. So we're up 1-0 there. Of course, we were only able to go out on 5 courts, so that's always kind of a weird thing because you don't really know how it's going to end up. You don't know when your number 6 is going to get on the court, and then obviously our 4, 5, and 6 all had to go up a spot in the lineup. So those things you can't really plan for, and in the end we did. We won on 1. We lost a 3-setter on 2, 7-5 in the third. We lost a 3-setter on 4, 7-5 in the third. 5 was also pretty competitive. So yeah, I mean, it was, I didn't know exactly what to expect from Southern Arkansas. They had 4 new girls in the lineup at 3, 4, 5, and 6 that we didn't see last year. So didn't have very much to work on, going forward. They played and had a good win against DBU the day before. So I did know that it was definitely going to be a challenge. I knew that winning the doubles point was going to be crucial, and it was. And then, it's hard to say. Also, the courts were 4 courts over here, 2 courts over here. So I got to see very little of courts 4 and 5 singles. So really, it was just a really weird match, and I think we definitely, we had the ability to win, and we just didn't get the job done. And then it also kind of hurt that we got that bad taste in our mouth still because we didn't get to go out and have a chance to play the next day against Delta State. So we're sitting on 2 off days here in a row, and then we play a tough Central Oklahoma team on Friday. So yeah, I mean, we really have some things to work on this week. I think, the conditions were, like I said, there were weird conditions that you can't really plan for, but the conditions are the same for both teams, and we've got to get out there and find a way to win, 3 singles matches at least, and we didn't. So it was a frustrating match, but we've just got to pick ourselves up and get back to work for this weekend.
And then 2 back-to-back matches this week, Central Oklahoma, and then hopefully Harding and Plano, depending on the weather. How are you wanting your team to bounce back in both a home and road match?
Yeah, another kind of a weird thing. That's not how I would have designed it if I had all the choice about the matches this coming weekend, but it is what it is. I mean, we went up and played UCO at their place last year, lost a really close one early in the season. They had a good win this weekend against Southwest Baptist, and then they didn't get to play their second match, I'm assuming because of weather. So again, not a whole lot to work on a lot of times in these early season matches, especially when players, when teams have a lot of new players. So, really it's just going to have to be about us taking care of our own business. It looks like it should be decently nice, maybe a little chilly, maybe a little windy, but that's okay for us. Really, doubles is going to be crucial to us as it always is. I mean, I think we should expect ourselves to win the doubles point, and then we're gonna have to battle. I mean, I'm not exactly sure who all is going to be ready to go for this weekend as far as injury wise, but I'm happy with all of our players up and down the lineup. So we're just gonna have to really be focused on the things that are most important to us. That I always talk about, and that's energy and enthusiasm and playing as a team. And so if we can do those things, then I'm prepared to go, to play anyone this year. But particularly this weekend, being back at home, at least for the first match, we really need to come out and play with a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm.
Do you think that with everything that happened this past weekend, just with the schedule changes, and the venue changes and everything, do you think that that can do nothing but help the ladies moving forward? Like, because tennis is such a huge mental sport.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it's always difficult when there's some sort of a last minute change, but that's kind of the way college tennis is. You never know, when you're going to have to make some changes, and I think that's our only choice is to use everything that happened this weekend, for a positive. I mean, this is a happy team. This is a close team. It's not like we had a silent 7-hour drive home. I mean, it is hard after you have a tough loss like that, to be able to brush it off really quickly. But this team is capable of doing that. I mean, when they're having fun in the back of the van and singing on the way home, it's not because they don't care. It's not because it didn't hurt them. It's just because we're not like a sad team. We're not a miserable team. Like, I don't like my teams to wear losses more necessarily than they have to be. And so, I think that's all we can do is turn everything that happened, this weekend into a positive, and that's what we're gonna do, right away, starting tomorrow at practice. And the best way to get through something is to just move on and be ready for the next thing that's coming. So that's what our focus is gonna be.
all right.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Coach.
Coach.
Thank you, Coach.